such case?
At the moment, no. At the moment, no, because we don't have jurisdiction. We don't have jurisdiction. Neither of the countries you mentioned is part of the ICC, have not ratified their own statute, so we don't. But coming to the issue of grave crimes, this depends on the criteria that we use. And when you talk about gravity of offenses, you're not only talking about numbers. You're talking about the scale of the crimes, the nature of the crimes, the impact of the crimes on the region, and several other factors. This is the assessment that we make in the office. And when I say you don't only talk about numbers, I can just give you an example. If you look at our intervention in the Darfur 3 case, in which some rebel commanders were charged with the killing of peacekeepers in Haskanita, the African Union base, I think about 8 or 9 peacekeepers were killed in that attack. But why the crime is considered grave is that they were peacekeepers. They were peacekeepers who, I think, a lot of other people should normally come under their sort of protection. And if you kill them, you're exposing a whole lot of people. So these are some of the considerations that we have when we talk about gravity of the crimes. It's not just numbers. If you compare it to a situation like Darfur, again, the first Darfur case, hundreds of people have been killed. Or you go to the Democratic Republic of Congo, also hundreds of people have been killed. Syria is not a state party. And I know there is no official complaint before us, as you put it, at the moment. This, of course, maybe would have been different if there was a referral, for instance, from the UN Security Council. Then we would be able to perhaps investigate, or it comes from, there is an Article 12.3 declaration from a government having effective control. But none of that is the situation right now, so we are not investigating. We are not collecting information, we are not investigating, because we do not feel that our jurisdiction has been triggered in any way. Because when we intervene, it should be on the territory of a state party, or we should intervene over the national of a state party. And in some of the instances that you have just mentioned, if you look at it, you talked about the great wars. I mean, maybe you're referring to Iraq, I think.
Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah. Neither Iraq nor the United States is a state party to the Rome Statute. So when you talk about nationality, or you want to talk about territorial jurisdiction, we have neither to be able to intervene there. You have to remember that when the crimes are being committed and we have jurisdiction, we have jurisdiction. All of the states who are parties to the Rome Statute today did so willingly, voluntarily, and made a sovereign decision to be part of the ICC. As officials of the court, of course, it is not really our mandate to go to states to convince them to be part of the ICC. But there has been a coalition, for instance, of the ICC that has been making great efforts to talk to states and explain to states why it is important that they become part of the ICC. They wage a campaign for that, and I think so far they have done very well. But of course, the best case scenario we should have is that all countries should ratify the law. The African states made a big push, for this court to be established in 1998. The first state to ratify the Rome Statute is Senegal, an African state. Currently, the largest region that are part of the ICC is Africa, with 34 states. The first cases that came to the ICC were referred at the request of African states.